MMA Now, powered by Film On TV Networks.
I'm David Kano with MMA Now TV, and right now, my co-host, partner in crime, Aljamain Sterling.
What's up, guys? What's up? Thanks for having me.
You are top 10 in the world, UFC bantamweight, and you're out. How does that feel being out?
It feels, you know what? I just can't wait to get back in there. I got a couple more weeks, and then I'm going to go out there and get after it. Hopefully, MSG.
Now, we're going to do usually you do your Al's breakdown with you and Raging Al. But right now, we're going to break down. Let's quickly break down UFC 202 next week. UFC 200 did not surpass a lot of people's expectations. It was supposed to be number one, but 196 beat it out, and 100. A lot of fallout from the steroids. Do you think 202 will trump 200 and 196 and 100?
I don't know. I think it's really, really hard to say that. I think the main event should trump all those cards, in my opinion. I think this is what the people want to see. They want to see in-shape Nate Diaz versus a Conor McGregor that's not playing as touch butt, as they say. So don't come after me. Don't come after me. I love Conor. Conor's the man. But we want to see what the differences that he made in his training camp, and see how his preparation is going to help him in this fight, and see if the outcome is going to change in that fact.
Well, let's make a prediction as far as that fight goes. How do you see that fight going? And can Conor rebound after the second round submission from back 196?
100% Conor can rebound. I think every fight is different. That's why you have the fight. I don't think all rematches go the same. There's very few times that it does end up playing out like that. So I think this is Conor's fight to lose. He says this training camp has been like nothing else. So I'm interested to see what type of adjustments he's made, how he's going to up the cardio aspect as well. So I know Nate's always known for his cardio, and for him to take a fight on about, I think, 9-10 days notice and still have enough gas tank in there and still get the finish, that was for me, that was unbelievable. So I'm excited about this matchup. I can't wait to see it.
So what's your prediction for the fight?
My prediction for the fight, I think, man, this is tough. It's tough to bet against either guy. How does Nate win on 9 days notice and not win on a full camp's notice? You know what I mean? So I think this fight is going to go into the fourth quarter, fourth round, and I think Nate's going to pull it out again. I really do.
By submission again?
I think if he's smart, he's going to go out there and take it by submission again. I think it's going to be a lot of exchanges on the feet. He's going to get in his face, mean mug him, do the Stockton slap a couple of times. I think Conor's going to have some key moments in that fight. But just like the first fight, he's going to be able to weather the storm, take him down. And I think once he gets on his back again, it's going to be all she wrote.
Co-main event, Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Glover Teixeira. This should be a banger to say. I mean, these both guys are hard-hitting. They have knockout power. Glover's great on the ground. Break down for us, how do you see this fight playing out?
Man, you got the hard-hitting. Well, actually, both guys are hard-hitting. So that's what makes this matchup very, very intriguing. I don't see Rumble going out using his wrestling at all. If anything, I can see him slowing down Teixeira a little bit before he breaks out the clinch and throws one of those nasty head kicks. And I can see him putting Glover out. I can see it. I think Anthony Rumble Johnson is going to go out there and get the win. Hey, guys, I know I'm breaking down these fights right now, but you still better watch the Al's breakdown.
Also, so you see Anthony Rumble Johnson winning the fight and via
TKO, via knockout, one of the two.
Now let's talk about what's going on. One of your teammates is Wonderboy Thompson. He's next in line for the welterweight belt, but bout with Tyron Woodley. But it doesn't look like it might be the case. Who should get the next shot at Woodley? And with Diaz coming off suspension, GSP back into the getting tested by USADA, what's going to happen in the welterweight division?
Man, the welterweight division is very, very exciting right now. I don't know what to expect. What are you going to go for? Are you going to go for the big money fight, or are you going to go for the logical next opponent? And that will be obviously Wonderboy. He's earned it. He's beat Rory McDonald. He's knocked out Johnny Hendricks. He crushed Jake Ellenberger. Jake Ellenberger, who just had a crazy win over Matt Brown. So I think, in my opinion, it should be Wonderboy. Tyron's also my boy, but I think Wonderboy earned his shot the same way Tyron did. Way back when he said he was going to sit out because he was a clear-cut number one contender. So I think it's only right. But if we're going for the big money fight, GSP, I think he's the money fight, or maybe even throw Nick Diaz in the mix.
How does this play out in your mind?
Which one?
Who's going to fight who? It seems like there's 4 people and you're throwing them into a pot. Who's going to come out and versus him versus who?
I think you kind of go with the semi-tournament format. Tyron Woodley versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and then you could pit the rematch GSP versus Nick Diaz again. The whole USADA thing, I think that might make a difference. Hint, hint. I think that's going to be a big difference. Nick and Nate, they both go out of their way and think that, GSP, they make the allegations that GSP is on something, was on something, I should say. So I think that matchup might be a little bit intriguing. I know people are probably going to say, well, Nick's been out for a very long time, but so what? Nick puts butts in the seats, and I guarantee people are going to want to see that grudge match.
Now, lastly, let's just talk about the fallout from UFC 200, the steroids. First, John Jones, who is one of your partners, right? You went to college with him. How has this been, and how do you think this will affect him in his career?
I think the main way this affects John Jones is people are going to start asking questions. It raises eyebrows, and people are going to start to question his legacy, all the great things he was able to do back in the day against Stephan Bonner, against Vladimir Matyushenko, against Ryan Bader, against Lyoto Machida. So the list goes on and on and on of all these great guys he's beaten and the way he's done it. So for him to get popped for this, I can't say it was him that went out there willingly to go out there and take that stuff, but it definitely raises some eyebrows, and I don't know, man. It's that whole overcast of everything kind of muddies the water a little bit, which kind of sucks because I was really, really looking forward to that rematch to see if Cormier can make those adjustments that he was really, really so adamant about and talking about in the media.
Now, we're losing lights here, so Brock Lesnar, he's out. Do you ever see him coming back after the fallout from the steroids?
I think Brock Lesnar, if he's a smart man, he takes his money and just sails off into the sunset and goes back to WWE and keep cashing out those checks.
And lastly, when should we see you back into the cage?
You guys will see me because I'm not drinking and I'm doing the right thing, doing my rehab. I got my Mega Man arm. I will be back for November 12th, UFC MSG, first ever card in New York. The Funk Master will be back and be back with a vengeance.
That right there is Aljamain, the Funk Master Sterling.
Dab.
And you'll see us again next week in Vegas.